Alright, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to a kind of new, kind of old, but still kind of new series to this channel. We're back by popular demand. You asked for more of an Ajax save, so here we are starting again. And the reason why I started again is first of all because in the other Ajax save, of course, there wasn't a beta version of the game, so it was a different version of the match engine, and of course a lot more bugs than there are now. So we are starting it again also because on the beta I was playing with the knowledge that it was only gonna be 1, 2, or maybe 3 seasons. Turned out to be 2, but I did not get any players looking just for the future. So my transfers were very different than when I do an Ajax save on my own. Then I do look more towards the future. So, yeah, that's why I'm starting again. Hoping that we can get this save very far. Hopefully, of course, leading Ajax to a Champions League trophy and a European Super Cup trophy and a Club World Cup trophy as well. That would be the ultimate goal, I think, for this save. Maybe, besides that, also getting the Netherlands up through the ranks when it comes to coefficient points, but also the national team as well. So yeah, that's kind of the things that I want to say before I get started. So if you've seen the beta save I've done with Ajax, you already know what's coming next in the few couple of screens. A three-year deal. So that is, we have 3 seasons to try to work our magic here in Amsterdam. So that's exactly what we're gonna try. This is, according to my assistant, this is the best 11. I don't necessarily agree with it. I would not put Huntelaar up at striker, better than maybe Traoré, or better than putting Tadic as striker and somebody else as attacking mid. But that is just what my assistant says. Other than that, Alvarez, or maybe I would put Schuurs in there instead of Alvarez, and Blind, of course, on the left-hand side. I think other than that, I do agree with it mostly. But yeah, it doesn't really matter either. But you can see all the players on loan as well, and the players with a future transfer arranged already. So the board vision, we have to win the league and reach the first knockout round of the Champions League. I think that's the only two really important things about the club vision. Other than that, attacking football, I always try to do that. Youth system, I always try to do that. And entertaining football, of course, that is a given that everybody should try to do that, especially when you have a team with the quality that Ajax do. And working within the wage budget is nothing too special either. So I'm gonna get straight into the save. I'm gonna do all the transfers, the tactics, and all of that fun stuff in the beginning of the save. And I'm gonna meet you guys for probably the first game of the season, maybe a little bit later, depending on what the schedule will be. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see, and you'll guys see that in just a second. And we're back for the first live game of this series. It's gonna be against FC Emmen. In my head, I have a plan of how I want to do things when it comes to this series. I'll get to that in a second, but first, let's get to the transfers, because there have been some very, very fun transfers. So what we have done in terms of players that have gone from the club, we've only loaned out Yuri Regeer to Heracles. They're paying, I think, about 70 or 80% of his wages, and he is going to be a star player there. So very happy with that. He's going to hopefully get a lot of game time. He has played both games in the Eredivisie so far. One of those was against us. But yeah, hopefully he's going to get a lot of game time and a lot of development as well. And then looking at the players that we have brought in, this has all happened before we entered the club. So we've done more than 3, but 3 transfers that have already come into the club right now. First one is Jeremy Frimpong. He is Dutch as well, so I always like to have Dutch players also for the Champions League registration rules. You would think so, but he hasn't played at a Dutch club, so he does not count as homegrown yet, but he could in the future in 3 years' time, of course. But he's a right back and could play at left back as well. I think we needed a little bit more depth in the fullback position. So I thought, well, why buy a right back and a left back when you can buy one player who can play both? So here he is, Jeremy Frimpong, 19 years old. He's already valued at 20.5 million. But he's already looking very, very good as well. So yeah, don't really have anything to complain about this guy. He's played one game in Champions League for Celtic and he got a 7.6 in there. And he's played one game in the Eredivisie off the bench and got a 7.3. He has played okay, nothing to be very excited about just yet. But it's only one sub appearance, of course. So that was the first player. Moving on to the next one. Rafael Santos Borré, the Colombian 25-year-old striker. We picked him up very, very cheap. I think you can pick him up for around this amount of money every time you start a new save. Because I could pick him up last time as well. He has played 2, scored 2 already. He has been very good for us. As you can see, his attributes are looking pretty good as well. And I mean, for 3.5 million, I couldn't say no to this guy. We needed another striker. Of course, we have Huntelaar, but he is already, no disrespect, but he's already pretty old. So I doubt that he's going to get a lot of game time for us. So we needed to get in a new one. And here he is, 25 years old. So he's got a lot of seasons ahead of him. And hopefully a lot of goals as well. Moving on to... Moving on to Dominik Livakovic, the goalkeeper from Dinamo Zagreb. He looks very good as well. Also 25 years old, already 11 caps for his country as well. Picked him up for 12.5 million euros. So a little bit more than we paid for Borré, but he is already looking very, very good as a kind of rotation with Onana. Because, of course, Onana always... In my opinion, anyway, Onana gets the choice above Livakovic, but we needed a good backup, but he didn't want to settle for anything less than important player. So we're going to swap them around every now and then. So yeah, Dominik Livakovic is in. Moving on to players that have not come in yet, but we have bought. There's one, and his name is Olivier Batista Meijer from FC Bayern. He is out on loan at Heerenveen. We've already played against him as well. Luckily, he didn't score against us. But yeah, he's joining us at the end of the season. I couldn't recall his loan, sadly. But, you know, he's going to get a lot of game time over at Heerenveen. So I'm not too bothered with that. He looks very good already as well. If you check what we're playing, you can see every single one of his attributes are looking pretty good, except for maybe balance and long shots could be a little bit better. But he is only 19 years old as well, so very happy that we got him in. And also, I was expecting to pay a lot for him, but we only it doesn't even show it right here. I think it shows it right here. Then we've only paid 2.5 million now, and then 5 million over 3 seasons. So I think that's a very, very good deal for a player of his caliber, and especially with his potential as well. So those were all the transfers. We've played 2 games, Heracles and Heerenveen. Oh wait, first the friendlies, of course. We've lost 1 friendly. We've won every other one. We've only lost against Athletic de Bilbao 5-1. I don't know what happened there. But we beat teams like PSV 5-2, AZ 5-2, Utrecht 4-3, Middlesbrough 4-1. Lupa Roma, not sure what league they play in. Still not sure what league they play in. But we beat them 7-1. But then came the real challenges. It was in the league, the first game away from home against Heracles Almelo. A game that in real life is always very, very tough for Ajax. But we beat them 4-0. Goals from Promes, Neres, Borré and Tadic. Then we faced Heerenveen back at home in the Johan Cruyff Arena. And we beat them 4-0 as well. Again, Borré, Tadic and Neres again. So yeah, we've been doing pretty well, you could say. So in terms of how I want to do this series is I want to do 2 live comms every episode, and what I'm gonna do is do the first game and the last game of 1 month and the first game of the next one. but then have 1 month in between. So for instance, I'm going to do now Emmen and Groningen, then I'm going to play this off camera and then do Sparta and PSV live again, except for when we get into the latter stages of the Champions League, or maybe if a group stage game is very, very important as well. For instance, if we need to get a certain result to make it through out of the group stage, then I will do that game, of course. But most of the time it's gonna be like this, but there will be exceptions, of course. So without further ado, let's look at the tactic and the team that we're gonna use today against FC Emmen away from home. The game that was actually played last night in real life, which Ajax won 5-0. So this is the tactic that we're using, a 4-2-4 or 4-2-2, however you want to name it. And you can see here on the left hand side also the instructions that I've put on. So if you want to take a closer look, feel free to pause the video and you can see right here. I'll open them very shortly for you. You can see what instructions I've set it to. So there we go. So as far as the team goes, this is the first 11. Let's swap them around this game, because I think we will do a pretty good job against FC Emmen. So Livakovic in goal for his first start. Mazraoui, Alvarez, Martinez, Tagliafico, Klaassen, Gravenberg, Neres, Promes, Borre and Tadic to round up the team. As you can see, the goals are spread out across these 4 players. So yeah, a lot of goal scorers, a lot of different goal scorers. Actually very happy with that. That means that if one of them gets injured, it doesn't mean that we suddenly can't score at all anymore. So let's get straight into the game against FC Emmen. Let's give the fans a performance to cheer for. I think we can. I mean, in theory, we should be better than them. So let's hope that translates onto the pitch as well. We have the first chance here already and almost a goal as well. So I'm very excited for this save. I've already done a beta save with Ajax as well. If you guys have missed that you can check that out on the channel. There's a playlist with every single video on there. And we've already got an injury. Alright, so let's put Anthony on. Hope that injury is not too bad for Neres. Of course, in real life, he just came back from an injury that took him out for almost a full year. So hopefully that won't be the case right here. But yeah, I am very excited for this save, even though I've already done the save on the beta version. But I love Ajax. I'm very happy to play, to use them in the game as much as possible. It might be less of a challenge than, for instance, the other save I'm doing with Puskás in Hungary. But I think it's a good rotation on the channel to have one very, very long-term save like we have with Puskás. That is going to be a huge challenge as well. And then one save that is a little bit easier to take the edge of, maybe a little bit. I say that, but we do go down a goal here. Maybe a little bit easier, so you have the good balance between those two. I think that's good to have. So we're going to do a save with Ajax on the full game and see how far we can get. As I said in the beginning of the episode, I want to win every European Cup, or well, the Champions League, European Super Cup and the Club World Cup, of course. And if we do that, then we'll see further if we will move on with the save, or if we move on to a different save, or maybe we switch club inside this save. We can also do that, but that is something for seasons ahead, because I don't see us winning the Champions League anytime soon. That's offside. That wasn't offside. Alright, Anthony with his first goal for the club. Right after halftime, we equalized against FC Emmen. We should be ahead by about 3 goals if you look at the quality of the players, but we're not. So let's see if we can push on and get a second here. Promes, Tagliafico, and there's the 2-1 already. Not even 5 minutes into the second half, and we've turned around that 1-0, that 1 goal deficit into a 1 goal lead. But Emmen do get a free kick here. Luckily we headed away, and we might be able to counter Emmen here. Borre again, and there's the 3-1 already. 10 minutes into the second half, and we've scored 3 inside those 10 minutes. So that's exactly what I mean with this team. They're such good players, and against a team like FCM, of course, you can every now and then concede a goal, but at the end of the day, the quality of the players should see you through to the end of the match. Also, in the Eredivisie, you can make 5 subs, as you can in the European competitions as well. On the beta stage, you could only do that for the first season. I'm not sure if they fixed that and if we can do it in the second season now as well. But that's something that we're going to have to see when that time comes. That is far away now. I mean, this is only the 3rd game of the season. But that's something to keep in mind. And also, as you just saw, we've made 3 transfers. I've looked at the registration, how many players we could still sign possibly. I don't think we need to sign anyone, but if some very good deal comes up, or a player that I thought wasn't possible but eventually is possible and I think we should sign, then we still have room for 2 or 3 more players in the European registration rules. So that's very positive as well. And what a goal by Sergio Peña there. We should not be conceding 2 goals against Emma, but what a goal that was. Also, guys, let me know what you think of the camera angle. I haven't used this one ever before, but I thought it was fun to try out a different one. And yeah, just let me know what you think about that. If you don't enjoy it, please do tell me, then I will change it to something else. But if you do enjoy it, also let me know, so I know what you guys like to see. I'm hoping that we can hold on to the lead here. It's only 1 goal and it's still more than 10 minutes left. Maybe we can score a 4th here. Ekkelenkamp with the ball at the edge of the box here, playing around with Ravenberg. A lot of space here for Frimpong. Can he get his first assist maybe? Huntelaar misses the goal. That is exactly why I said Huntelaar is probably not going to get a lot of game time. I mean, I still love the guy. He has been a legend for the club, so I don't just want to move him out of the club. He has been so important. I mean, this is going to make him sound really, really old, but about 12 years ago, I was already a fan of him. I actually made a piece for school about him as well. You need to choose your favorite sportsman, and I chose him as my kind of idol. Even though when I was playing football, I wasn't striker. I was a left back / left winger. But I still love Huntelaar, so I don't want to just push him out of the club. But I don't think it's too wise for us to use him in the more important games. So he's gonna get some game time, but not when we played like a Champions League final or something, unless we're like 4 or 5 goals ahead. But we get the win here against FC Emmen as expected as well. I mean, if we would not have gotten the win there, I would have probably gotten a little bit angry at the team. But luckily we do. We score 4 again, so we scored 4 goals every single game. This time Rafael Borré with the hat-trick and Anthony with that first goal right after halftime. Neres' injury for 5 weeks. Oh, alright, so that hurts us a little bit, but it's only 1 month. I think we can deal with that. We have a lot of very, very good attacking players. So I think we can deal with that. But still, it hurts to see him go for a month. But that was the game against Emmen. I'll see you guys in just a second for that next game against Groningen. And now we're back for the game against FC Groningen. No transfers in the meantime. We have had a Champions League group stage draw. And let me tell you, it's not a good one. So we're playing as FC Bayern, Stade Rennes and Manchester City. I don't think we could have had a worse group than that. So let's hope to go for the 3rd place. In other news, AZ made it through the playoffs. So they're in the group with Sevilla, Shakhtar and Leipzig. And I don't think they could have had an easier draw. Doesn't really feel that fair when they're the 4th seed and we're the 3rd seed. Honestly, I think this is the worst group we could have gotten, because Chelsea has Zenit and Olympiacos. This one, okay, so Group C would have been hard as well. We would have had Atletico, Paris, PSG and Borussia Mönchengladbach. This one has Salzburg and Porto, which is beatable. Well, this one we've already talked about. Alright, so that one could be hard as well. Real Madrid, Man United and Lokomotiv Moscow, Liverpool, Borussia and Slovan Bratislava. and Juventus, Marseille, and Celtic, I think we do have the hardest draw. I think we do. So that is something to kind of look forward to, kind of not as well. It's going to be very tough. I hope we can at least get Europa League, but of course I'm always hoping to get the second place or maybe even first, but I think the most realistic is third place in that group. But first, the away game against FC Groningen right here. This is going to be the team: Onana in goal, Mazraoui, Alvarez, Blind and Tagliafico. Kudus to make his debut, Gravenberg, Anthony, Promes, Borre and Tadic. So that's going to be the first 11. Kudus making his debut at least as a starter. I don't think we've even used him as a sub, maybe once, but certainly not more than that. Partially due to the fact that I always forget to make subs. But yeah, this is his first start for the team. Hopefully he can do something with it. Hopefully he can show us how good he is. In real life, he is very good. Of course, he's now injured for about half a year, sadly. But I find that in Football Manager, he's not rated that highly. So I'm disappointed by that. But then it's just up to us to get his development going. So we have to give him a lot of game time. But the same goes for a lot of players, because a lot of players at the club have a lot of potential. But all of them would want more game time to reach that potential. So that's hard to give everybody a lot of game time. And we get the first goal here after not even 4.5 minutes. Anthony, again, his second start for the team and his second goal. Last game wasn't even a start, but he came on very early for Neres. But his second goal of the season. He's also very good in real life and in the game. He's only 20 years old, and he's in Football Manager, he is a wonder kid. So could not be happier that Ajax have bought him in real life. I've also got a shirt with his name on the back. I mean, normally I always go for the player with the most exotic name to put on the back of my Ajax jersey. Anthony, I don't think he is the most exotic name out there. But I love the player, just how his style of play and also the way he looks. So I thought, why not? But not important right now. We're playing FC Groningen, of course, half time here, only 1-0 up. We do have the upper hand when it comes to the XG, the amount of shots as well, and possession as well. But only 1-0 should be a bigger gap. Why are you aggressive? Why are you aggressive? Hands on hips. I need you to calm down. And he's still aggressive. Alright. So we've got an aggressive striker out there. Let's hope he doesn't kick anybody. Except for the ball, of course. Already 10 minutes gone by in the second half. Let's sub him off. I don't want an aggressive striker. Let's get Huntelaar another game here. And let's get Nico out there for Frimpong. Nico picking up a lot of knocks in the first few games. I've noticed that. Hopefully it's nothing too serious, but it is noticeable that he's picking up a lot of knocks. Maybe that's the only way people can stop him, right? Luckily we get rid of the ball right there. Anthony now again, but he loses it to Dammers on the right side, and now Groningen can maybe set up an attack of their own. On the left side there, nobody in the box for them though. Klaassen intercepts that pass beautifully. Anthony now again on that right side. Does he get past his opponent this time? He does. He still has the ball at least. Mazraoui passes it to Kudus. Kudus from distance. And there is his first goal for the club. Mohamed Kudus. And lovely to double the lead and get his first goal of the season. So lovely that we sub him off instantly. Let's get Promes off there for Labiat as well. We've made our 5 subs for once, and it looks like we're gonna get the win. The first game where we did not score 4 goals, but again, 2 goal difference in that win is still very good for our goal difference in the end of the season. If it should come to that, don't really hope it comes to goal difference. I hope that we can just win every single game, of course, but you know, we have to stay realistic. There are a lot of teams that could do a good job in the Eredivisie. When you compare them to the players of Ajax, I mean, I know I'm a little bit biased, but if you compare the other teams to Ajax, the quality of the players of us should see us through easily, through every single game, for that matter. in my opinion at least. But you know, I'm looking through not objective at all. But we did get the win, a 2-0 win. So another 3 points. We're not the only team to have won everything. PSV and Vitesse have won every single game until now as well. But yeah, we have 4 wins from 4 and a goal difference from 12 as well. So a very, very good first 4 games into the season. As I said, the next episode is going to be the games against Sparta here and then FC Bayern, the second to last game in the group. That is if nothing special happens. I mean, if these 2 last games are very, very important, then I will do these 2 games. Or if only the last game is important, I will switch it around a little bit. But you can expect me back around this time, around the end of the group stage. So thank you guys for now. I hope you enjoy a new Ajax save that is going to go on possibly a little bit longer than the beta save, which was of course only 2 seasons. We're going to try to win the Champions League here, and that should take a little bit longer than only 2 seasons. So thank you guys for watching so much. Please show your support by liking the video and subscribing to the channel as well, so you won't miss out on any new videos. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.